and I'd like to welcome everybody to the team phone call tonight. We have a very special guest coming on who I just love listening to, and he'll be on in just a little bit. So I'm going to let David, he always has such an eloquent way of saying what the phone call is about, and I'm going to let him start since I'm sneezing. So David, go
Wow.
ahead.
I have an eloquent way of saying it. That's the
Yes.
nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Oh, you know I always give you grief.
I, the nicest thing you ever did
You're
for me
very well spoken, David.
was bring me a Sia. Thanks, Deb. So welcome everybody. David Silverman here. Debbie and I are just outside of Washington, D.C. in Maryland. If you're new to the call, we're in your upline team. Debbie introduced this to me about 8 years ago. And I'm an ambassador diamond in the company. Debbie's a triple diamond. We are, and everybody in our team from us up is all at least triple diamonds. We have a very special guest coming on in a few minutes. If you don't see your teammates on here, please call them and tell them to get on. They don't want to miss who's going to be speaking in a few minutes. But we have this call every week, and it serves a few purposes. One is it's a sense of community. If you're new and you've seen what this product does, whether it's a SIA or the Renew 28 or the serum or the nutritionals, you know it's a miracle, and you go out and you tell people about it, and some people are open-minded and some aren't. It's nice to be amongst people who all already know what this product does, number one. And we're very supportive of each other. Debbie and I try to support everybody. We're servant leaders, and this is a team of servant leaders. I'm looking at many on the screen right now. That's what we do. We develop teams of servant leaders and people that don't want to lead and don't want to have part in the business. We just help them with the product. That's what we do. So it's a sense of community here. It's a chance for new people to be introduced by their sponsors. So we get to meet the new people. It's a chance for you to introduce your new people, to meet Debbie and me and everybody else. So we welcome new people. We do recognition for people that have accomplished things in the past week. This is a business of making a difference in people's lives, changing lives, and being recognized for what you do. Sometimes in our quote unquote jobs or businesses, we don't get a lot of recognition. Here you do. It's a big part of it. We make announcements of things that are happening coming up this week and things that are coming up really big, like in January, the Envision event in Salt Lake City. And we often have training. And sometimes Debbie will do it, sometimes I will do it, sometimes some of you will do it. Tonight we have a very, very special guest doing it. And also we do a product testimonial. Just somebody shares what the product has done for them. One thing I'll mention, that the charge up call that was on Friday was one of the most amazing ones I've ever heard. And Debbie led it. Debbie coordinated it. Debbie pulled it all together, the diamonds that were on there. You can listen to it and still hear it at chargeupcall.info. Chargeupcall.info. Go to the call from Friday, which was, I guess, December 7th. But I asked Bob Schwenkler, Debbie and I asked Bob Schwenkler to get us the recording. So we will be posting it, so it's recorded forever. It's not going to disappear like they do on chargeupcall.info. So that's the reason we do this call every week. We're very glad that you're here. Wednesday is the day, and Thursday we do presentations for guests. This is really for the team. Okay, so I'm going to turn back over to Debbie.
Thank you, David, so much. And as David said, we love to recognize people. And I went to the reports just a little bit ago, because it kept saying there was no rank advancement report, and there still isn't. However, it's with great pleasure and pride and awe and astonishment, not astonishment, but awe, that I would like to recognize something very, very special that happened this past week. Dr. David Silverman himself went to the rank of Ambassador Double Diamond, and that is a huge accomplishment, huge. If you look up how to get there, there's a lot of PGV involved, there's a lot of volume involved, there's a lot of speaking to people. So everybody's clapping for you, David. We are so proud, and I don't know if you would like to say a few words or anything, but we're happy to have you speak. I know you were just speaking.
I'm not, don't worry. I'm not going to speak a lot. Thanks, Debbie. I totally forgot. So,
How could you forget?
because I'm already focused on the next one. So, um, I just want to say thank you. And the thank yous go to all of you, everybody, whether you're in my downline or not. We all support each other, and I appreciate it. And I want to thank my upline. I want to thank Debbie more than anybody for bringing this to me and guiding me and telling me to go to the events, and everything she told me to do, I did it. And she said, you're going to be really successful if you just do these things. And she was right. And it's thanking you all. It's thanking upline all the way to the top, and it's thanking the company. And thank God Burtis didn't sell this, and he decided, number one, for humanity not to sell it, and number two, he made it a network marketing opportunity, which has just changed our lives, Wendy and mine, my family's. Just changed our life. And it's so cool to live your life knowing that there are no limits. There's no, waiting to when is Friday or Saturday going to come, or when am I going to be able to retire? It's in the palm of everybody's hands here. It really is. And I just want to thank you all, everybody.
And again, it's just if anybody gets in and says, well, the people at top and the people who got in first are all at the top, and there's no way. Again, I sponsored David Silverman, and he is now 2 ranks ahead of me. So you can do what you want to do in this company, and it's all entirely up to you. So don't feel like you're at the bottom of the barrel, as David would put it. Whenever you start, you have your own business and your own focus, and you can reach any height you want to reach. It's all about talking to people and sharing this and coming from the heart and wanting to help people, basically.
Okay, I think you have to go ahead and define what that meant when.
All right. But you have to help them either with the product and health and or their finances. And there's so many people that could use a few extra dollars up to several $1,000s, depending on what they want to do and what they want to do. So bottom of the barrel is an old joke between me and David. We had him do his first charge-up call years ago. The Bucks and I wanted to listen to him after he was done because we were in a special training with Tyler Norton at the time out in Utah. And we get on and he starts talking, and he's doing a very good job, as he always does, but he goes, and then you just take people like Debbie Wetzler. She was at the bottom of the barrel. So I started screaming in front of the Bucks, bottom of the barrel. I can't believe you just called me bottom of the barrel. So,
well, wait. So it was because
it was a joke.
It was you were on your knees praying for something because you were at your wit's end. And I didn't mean, that wasn't the right word, but you were at your wit's end praying for something.
I was. I had lost pretty much everything, and I was about to lose my home. I didn't have any money coming in at all, and you have to have money to pay for food and stuff, and so that's where I was. And he just happened to use those words. Well, of course, Bo Buck, in his very deep voice, calls David and said, David, I think you better be careful. Debbie's really mad at you now. And it went back and forth for about a couple weeks. So.
And when next time you're with Debbie, ask her to play the message, my apology message. Because when I called her, I left an apology message. You must remember to ask her to play it, but it has to be in the right setting. So come to Envision, and everybody can hear that message. She saved it for 6 years.
That's right. I've saved it. Anyway. So I was waiting. Kelly Gearhart, I know, had a man coming on, Nicholas, and she's saying, I think that he hasn't come on yet. He was going to be on at the first of the call, and then he had to go. He's an investment man and could only be on for a few minutes. But Kelly, if you want to unmute yourself, I don't know if he's on or not.
I'm looking for him. I don't see him, so I'll keep checking, and if he shows up, I'll let you know. But
okay.
He may have run late with the client and not able to get on yet, but he just joined this afternoon.
Right. Well, congratulations. And
he's excited.
Yes. So let me just ask, we're going to have a few minutes, about 10 minutes. So we're going to ask if anybody has anyone new if they would tell us about themselves in about a minute or less because of our special guest. Does anyone else have anyone new?
Yes, Debbie,
Yes.
Freha should be on the webinar.
Oh, perfect. Freha, are you there? And if you are, could you... Freha? Did I just unmute you?
She was downloading Zoom on her phone.
Ah, okay. Well, then I don't know.
Well, maybe we'll wait. Is there anybody else on? Because we got to move it
Yeah.
along quickly, and she'll come back after she gets hooked up.
Hey, David and Debbie, it's Mike. How are you?
Hi, Mike. Good.
Mike?
Hey, David and I did a couple of three-ways today. We have Tiffany Curtis on. Tiffany, I met, she just joined my networking group, and she's very excited. So, Tiffany, if you are there, if you can unmute yourself and introduce yourself.
Hi, yes, I'm here. Tiffany Curtis. Like Mike said, I just joined the networking group, and am really, really grateful for all the resources he's given me, alongside with the, the fact that he hooked me up with David this afternoon so that I could get more information on this. I suffer from multiple sclerosis, and I it's self-medicated by taking off all medications, and I still do have some symptoms. I'm doing very well, but in talking to David this afternoon, I got a lot of hope that the relapses they're telling me are going to come, or soon to come, may not come due to this. So I'm looking forward to definitely working with you guys, learning more about the product, and then not only helping myself but my family and friends.
Wonderful, Tiffany. That sounds great. And we look forward to hearing your success with it. And I look forward to talking with you on the phone too and meeting you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you guys.
Absolutely.
Glad
All
you're here, Tiffany.
Yep.
Thanks, Tiffany. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Mike.
And if Freya, if you're on, if you just want to speak up at some point, is there anyone else who has anyone new?
Debbie, we've got Jasmine on the call here. She was here on Saturday.
Jasmine, okay.
Jasmine.
Hi, how are you?
We're good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I had such a wonderful time in Maryland on Saturday.
Great. Where do you live normally?
Toronto.
He came from
Oh,
Toronto.
Oh my gosh.
This lady is a ball of sunshine.
Oh, thank you so much. It was an amazing event. I walked away from that being so motivated that I spent my lunch hour today talking with people. And I was telling Dr. Bloom that he will be very busy in the next little while on three-way calls.
Hear that, I'm sure.
So thank you for letting me say something. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. What do you do in Toronto?
I run a number of employment centers in Toronto.
Okay. All right. Well, wonderful.
So-
We're so glad you could be down here.
Yes.
Toronto's a wonderful city. I love it there.
Well, maybe one day I'll have you come down.
Come up.
Go up.
To speak at my event.
That would be wonderful with me.
Okay. Well,
Jasmine, you
Yeah.
got to meet Karen Riley and got to chat with her a little bit, right?
I did, and she and I will be connecting. She said that she wants to connect me with some other people, and so she wants me to join her group. So I will be sending her a message and letting her know, availability and all of that, so we
That's
can
great.
connect.
I'm glad you came. You got to meet corporate. You got to meet everybody. So we will talk to you very, very, very soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much again for the opportunity.
Absolutely. And I know Karen's going to be concentrating on Canada this year. So
Absolutely. I'm looking forward.
And
Right.
Jasmine, the training that I did on
Yes.
the simplicity,
Yes.
and you saw me stress a training website, and I said, watch the video twice, and if you're not getting results in 1 month, watch it again and be honest and assess if you're following what was said in there.
Yes.
So the special treat is that the gentleman, the Ambassador Diamond, that put that together, who mentored Debbie and myself, is going to be speaking in just a minute. So everybody's in for a real treat in just a few minutes.
Oh, absolutely. That's amazing. I did take many photographs of your screens, so I'm quite excited.
Awesome.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Anyone else very quickly? Freha, did you ever come on? Okay. Well then, I guess we should introduce our very special guest. And Alan Noble, before you get started at all, don't ever use bottom of the barrel Debbie with me. I know you overheard that.
I did hear it while I was sucking my punch. I thought it was very funny.
So I'm very sad he heard that. But anyway, I think you all know who this gentleman is. This man, even though he likes to hide it and cover it and definitely say he's not a people person, loves people and loves to help people in ASEA. And he was so deserving to get the first I Am ASEA award, because while everyone else was building the business, he was stepping down, making the website Amazing Molecules and Amazing Molecules Training, where you all have been, to help us describe what redox molecules were, because he knew just the general person like me wouldn't be able to describe redox molecules. So we have all used it extensively. It's still, that's what I send to everybody, anybody new. He is a genius in speaking, even though he'll poo-poo that also. David, would you like to add anything? But we dearly love him, and we're so happy he could join us before he goes off to Ireland for the holidays.
Who is this guy?
His name is Mr. Alan Noble.
Hey, Alan, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to let you share, or Debbie ask you whatever. But hey, man, thanks for being on the call, and thank you for the congratulations call the other day. I love you. I appreciate it.
No, my pleasure. Hey, listen, it's fantastic to be here. It's great to see so many smiling faces on this team Zoom. Can you hear me okay? I'm having a little bit of internet problems going in and out.
No, we can hear you.
Yeah, the leprechauns don't pedal hard enough in this house to keep the internet solid.
It's that Texas. It's the Texas accent, man.
Hey, listen, before I get started, Dr. Silverman, David, fantastic, absolutely fantastic news. Congratulations on just your ever-increasing success here. Ambassador Double Diamond, I know you're not going to stay there long. I know you got your sights fixed on, hey, not even triple. I know exactly your sights are set on presidential.
Is it?
What do you think? So I love it. Absolutely tremendous success, and very, very well deserved. You are the leader that people are looking for, so congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
We just need to get you the pin instead of the snowflake. So, although I think the snowflake's pretty cool, you know, I think that should be our new way of going. Yeah. So, hey, listen, Debbie asked me to come on here for a few minutes and maybe just share some thoughts. Gosh, there's a lot of things we could share. So, hey, Debbie or David, if I get off track or you want me to talk about something else, please feel free to rein me in here, because look, when we get to talk about one of our favorite subjects, which is that of network marketing and financial freedom and the tremendous possibilities of this business, we also get to combine that with this incredible life-changing technology. I mean, we can just go for 3-4 hours flat, okay? So there's a lot of stuff to talk about. I think one of the things maybe it might be nice just to draw attention to is we're in the month of December. And December is an interesting month. December is a very misunderstood month in network marketing. You see, most people who don't understand the month of December think that it's a quiet month. They think it's a sleepy month. They think it's a month to hang up their network marketing boots and take a 30-day nap. And those that do understand this business understand that December is actually one of the most valuable months in the calendar. And I'm going to prove that with some quick statistics. Out of the top 5 income earners in this company, 3 of them were sponsored in the month of December. Trish Winkler, Denny Robinson, and Chuck and Tammy Gates. Think about that. 3 out of the top 5 income earners in this company were sponsored in the month of December. And so if any of those sponsors that brought that business in went to sleep in the month of December, would this company look a little bit different?
We wouldn't be here.
Wouldn't be here, guys.
They're all on our upline, Alan. Every one of them.
Yeah. So December, I would say December is probably the single most important month in the entire calendar. What are you going to say, Deb? Hey, bottom of the barrel.
I was just going to say, bottom of thanks. Great.
I didn't know that story. You know, you should have let me hear that. I'm ruthless when it comes to nicknames.
I forgot you were on for a minute. I was going to say, and you sponsored Trish, so you were busy in December. Yes, so you're the great example.
So let me, there's a couple of reasons why I like December as a networking month. It's a fantastic networking month. It's the best networking month. At the end of the day, we're in the people business. When do we connect more with people that we've never seen before? When do we connect more with people that we see all the time? When do we connect more with people that we see occasionally? It's always December. When do we expand our warm market? When do we meet more people? It's December. Christmas parties and this event and that event and out and about. And so it's a very social, it is absolutely the most social month of the calendar, December. Well, we're in a social business, okay? So the first thing is we're going to be expanding our connections, and we're going to be renewing our connections with people that maybe we haven't spoken to in a year. We send Christmas cards to people that we don't talk to for years, but we still connect with them. And so there's this ability to reconnect over Christmas, over this month of December. The next thing is people actually have a little bit more time. It's one of the biggest holiday times. It's one of the biggest chunks of time when people are off. They actually have more time to watch the videos. They have more time to do that three-way call. By the way, I love the fact that I'm hearing on this team Zoom that the whole skill set of the three-way call is so alive and well and healthy. And I think it's one of the reasons why this group's having so much phenomenal success. Three-way calls, when you've got leadership like Debbie Wetzler and David Silverman, you've got tremendous leadership in your fingertips. If you're not doing a three-way call, it's like trying to drive a Ferrari without gas in the tank, okay? It's just pointless. So it was great to hear that culture is alive and well in this team, and I think it's a big reason why it's growing. Well, guess what? People have a little bit more time in their hands in the month of December to do those important three-way calls. The other thing is mindset, especially when it comes to business. People, the New Year's resolution doesn't happen in January. The New Year's resolutions start happening in December. Just as a show of hands, anyone who's got their webcam on, if you've already started thinking about the new beginnings of 2019, throw your hand up. I know I am. I mean, I'm thinking about finishing 2018 strong, but my mind is already going to my planning, my goal setting, what I want to achieve in 2019, where I want to be, how do I want 2019 to look different to 2018. And so when you catch people in that frame of mind, do you think they're more receptive to a business opportunity or less receptive? They're more receptive because they're in the mindset of renewal, of new opportunities, it's the old saying, if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and expect a different result, it's the definition of insanity. But so people are sick and tired of 2016, 2017, here we go again, 2018. You know what? They're already thinking 2019 is going to be different. Well, they're going to have something different come into their life if it's going to be different. And so you show up asking them if they're open to an income opportunity, if they're open to taking a look at an astonishing breakthrough that's changing humanity. No copycats, no competition, opening up tremendous financial opportunity. You see, the reason why I think December is the best month in our business model is because the opportunistic mind is fertile in the month of December. It's very, very fertile. And just the fact that many of you are already thinking like that, well, if you're not that unique, if you're thinking like that, guess what? Millions of other people are thinking like that. And so get in early. Avoid the rush. Don't wait till January 1st or 2nd. Start it in December while this stuff, while people are marinating on that. And so I think that's probably the number one reason why December is such an astonishing month. It's why the top, 3 of the top 5 income earners in this company came on board in the month of December. It's as simple as that. So, another thing to think about here is really important in this business. It's often said there's 3 levels of income in network marketing. We do the work and it kind of feels like we're not getting paid. Now, I don't always like the way that sounds, because it sounds like almost, the company's not, they're withholding your check or something. It's just the way the business is set up. It's like we feel we're doing the work. We are doing the work. We're connecting, we're talking to people. But if we did the same amount of work flipping burgers in McDonald's for $10 an hour, we might actually get paid more. But that's the difference between a business and a job. But business, you've got to put in a little bit of extra work to get things moving. And then you move to this second stage of income where you do the work and you do get paid. Now it's like, okay, I'm doing this amount of work and I'm getting this amount of pay. This feels good. I'm getting rewarded. But don't forget, there's a third level of network marketing where we get paid for work we're not even doing. Like, I have a massive organization in Asia and I've never set foot in Asia. And I get a small percentage of all of that business. But guess what? I had to go through the first phase of doing the work, but feeling like I wasn't really getting paid, and then doing the work and getting paid, and now getting to that place where I'm getting paid on work that I don't even know is going on, okay? And that is where freedom exists. That's this incredible business model of network marketing. Now here's the key. Imagine what I've just shared with you. Let me give you a visual for this. It's like pushing a truck. Imagine you're trying to push a truck up a hill. Now, that's not a crazy hill, but there's a hill nonetheless. How hard is it to get that truck moving? How hard is it to get the wheels rolling? What do we call it? We call it inertia, overcoming the static friction of the truck. It's hard to get the truck rolling. It takes both hands, your calves are burning, you're slipping and sliding, but you gradually begin to get the truck moving, okay? It begins to move. It begins to move. It begins to move. And if you've ever pushed a car or truck, you know that once you actually get it going, you could keep it going with one hand. So the hardest part of pushing the truck and the hardest part of this business is getting it going. So what professionals understand, and by the way, professional network marketers make 80% of the income, okay? Professionals understand once you get that truck rolling, you do not take your hands off it until it is literally going by itself, okay? If it requires any effort to keep pushing it, you keep pushing it. Because here's what most people do. They start pushing the truck, and they get it going, they think, oh, this is pretty cool, the truck's moving. I've got some things going. And they stop. They take a breather, and what happens? The truck stops again. So I have to start pushing the truck again. And then they get it going again, and then they stop. And then they start pushing the truck again. And so they spend, listen to this really carefully, guys. The amateur network marketer will spend most of their time in the hardest part of the business.
Yes, true.
The professional network marketer gets through the hard time because they understand they will not let up. They'll keep it going. They'll keep pushing it. And they'll get to that next phase where they start to get paid what they're worth, okay? It amazes me how many times when people say this business is difficult, it's because they keep stopping. They get some movement, and then they take a rest. And they get some movement, and they keep taking a rest. And they spend their entire career. I've watched network marketers literally spend their entire career just constantly re-pushing the truck. And it's crazy. It's the most difficult time of the business, but for some reason they choose to revisit it over and over and over and over again. It's almost like that's where they want to be. They just want a torturous life of difficulty and struggle. And so they just, it's like, okay, I got the truck rolling. Hey, we'll put our hands in our pockets for a little bit. We'll wait till that truck slows down. Oh, it stopped. Okay, let's start pushing again. and they spend their time in the calf-burning, lung-burning, arm-aching job of trying to get the truck rolling every single time. Now, they do the same thing in their network marketing business, and guess what? December is the perfect time to take your hands off the truck. And I'm telling you guys, the professionals understand, they push through. So let me give you a little bit of my own personal background. I want to make sure you understand I'm not being a hypocrite when I share this stuff. It's very easy to train on stuff. I love the saying, let what you do speak so loudly that I cannot hear what you say. So let me tell you how I got started. By the way, the first thing before I do, the first thing, most important thing, what keeps your hands on the truck and pushing, or think of, again, if you haven't got it yet, the truck is your business. Okay, that's the analogy, or just in case you think I'm really talking about breakdown services on the highway. Okay, the truck is your business. So what keeps your hands on the truck, what keeps you pushing through that first phase of the business it's the simple word, why. It's your why. When your why is strong enough, the how-to takes care of themselves. When your why is big enough, all the excuses fade away. See, I can give you 101 reasons, and everyone on this call can give me 101 reasons why not to do this business, when at the end of the day, all you need is one good reason. One absolutely rock-solid, life-changing reason to do this business. Now, I had that. Okay, I'm not going to get into all of the personal details. Debbie knows some of it. David knows some of it. But I was in a situation where I had a very, very, very strong why. In fact, I had to get my business to $10,000 a month. I basically had to get it to $2,000 a week, about $100,000 a year. And I had to do it by April 1st, 2010. I joined the business in May of 2009. Okay, so you do the math. I had right about 10, 11 months to get my business to a six-figure income. If I could not achieve that, there were dire consequences for me in my life. Okay, I don't need to get into all the details. That's a whole lot longer conversation. But I had a very, very strong why. I wasn't looking to buy a Maserati. I wasn't looking to, move into a 10,000 square foot home. The wife wasn't asking me for a bigger diamond engagement ring. She wasn't like, trying to upsell me. Guys, this was something that was, it was a very much a life-changing situation. And if I had to get my income, and there was just no choice. I mean, failure simply was not an option for me. Failure, it just wasn't in the vocabulary. It literally could not happen. Failure could not happen. I had to achieve this goal. And because my why was so stinking strong, because the pebble in my shoe was so uncomfortable, that there were no excuses for me. And so at that time, I actually had to go back to Ireland briefly. I was on a visa. Incidentally, that's part of my story. I was on a visa and I had to go back to Ireland temporarily. And at that time, that's when I sponsored Trish into the business. And I was working, guys, at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, doing three-way calls. Chuck and Tammy Gates came into this business. I was doing a three-way call with them at 2 o'clock in the morning on the 24th of December. Now, many in my family that didn't understand what I was doing, didn't understand the big picture, didn't understand that I had both hands pushing on the truck, and I had enough experience and enough common sense to know I'm not stopping pushing this truck. I can't afford not to stop pushing this truck. And so what happened was I was willing to do whatever it took because my why was big enough. So I didn't care if it was 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning in Ireland doing three-way calls. And I don't think there's many on this line that are going to have to do that, okay? But that was the circumstances I found myself in. And because my why was big enough, and because I knew the power of a very fertile December, I kept pushing, guys. I refused to let go. Now, I will tell you, a lot of my family members thought I was crazy. It was like, can they not survive 1 minute without you? Do they not know it's Christmas? Do they not know it's Christmas Eve? I mean, I got it all, guys. But my why was big enough. And I kept pushing through. So I've lived this. I've walked it. I'm not just talking it. I'm going to encourage each and every one of you as you go through this month, it's always a perfect time to revisit your why. It's always a perfect time to make that more fertile in your mind and really get clear on what it is you want out of this business. Guys, we've got people making anything from $0 a month to $2.5 million a year. Okay, pick your gap. If you don't want to break the ceiling, just pick a gap between there. Okay, that's already set. We can achieve that. Okay, that top ceiling's going to get higher every single year. It's getting higher. Okay, so pick what it is for you. For me, it was $2,000 a week. And guess what? Would you believe it? Exactly April 1st, 2010, I cracked my first $2,000 a week, and it never went backwards. Now, is that a coincidence or is it a coincidence? Because of where my mindset was set, I could see the target. What you focus on grows and expands. Where the focus goes, the energy flows. Okay? And so if you want to give me all the excuses why you can't do something, well, that's what you're focusing on, and that's where your energy will go. If you want to give me all the reasons why December is an absolutely fantastic month to grow your business, to keep both hands in the truck, to push it hard into the new year, then that's where your energy is going to go. Okay? And what's going to happen is there's two types of people. There are those that are going to go into 2019 with momentum, with growth, and there's those that are going to go into 19 with a business that is stalled, that is static. You have to start pushing the truck again. You have to re-engage at the hardest part of this business. So guys, the point of this whole thing is I'm just going to encourage you, keep focused and keep engaged. As our beloved leader Trish Winkler says, Christmas is one day. It's not the whole month of December. So look, I'm just sharing a little bit from my own personal experience, but let me hand it back to Deb or David or whoever wants to take the mic.
Well, Alan, thanks. So many comments in the box here.
Absolutely.
Really amazing and really good message, because I mean it is incredible. I signed up in November at the end of the year, and it is a chance to be around a lot of people. And while the people that we meet probably are not going to have enough information, probably, you know, you're at parties and you got the gel and you're gonna create interest. I told you I shot that little video for someoneyouLove.com, and you can have them watch that and use the gel. But can you touch on just one thing? And you can take 60 seconds because you're giving us a lot of time. Talking about the big events and talking about Envision coming. Yesterday I said, Saturday at the event here we had, which is a great event, how critical it is, because people that don't go to big events very often, they're not in the business by the time the next one comes, because they never got the vision as to what they've got and how they can attach their why to that vision. How important would you say it is for people to get to Envision?
It's huge. Look, the bottom line is this is a lonely business. In many ways, it's a wonderful work at home, be your own boss, but you don't have the constant interaction. By the way, that's why this team call is so vital. It's so important just to get connected, get plugged in. I often say we're like coals in the fire. It's easy to roll out of the fire and get coal. I mean, it doesn't take long until you can pick that coal up with your bare hands. You know the good news? You put it back in the fire, it's not long till that coal is burning red hot again. And you daren't touch it, okay? The ASEA fire is burning very brightly. I'm sure you all know the incredible numbers that are going on right now. So it's burning incredibly brightly. You got to make sure you're plugged in. You can get plugged in at various levels. You get plugged in on three-way calls. You get plugged in with connections with your upline. You get plugged in this team call. You get plugged in to local events that are going on. A local event for me is a 3-hour drive. If you're in a 3-hour drive radius, that's a local event, okay? Like a Saturday in Maryland, what's the 3-hour radius of that to drive? That's your catchment area. But the bigger the events, it's like the bigger the vision. So you start off like this. And this is all you see, but then it gradually expands and the blinkers come off and you begin to get this much bigger vision of what it is and what's possible. And guys, even myself, look, I've been 9.5 years in this business. I just got back from the ASEA Advisory Council last week in Salt Lake City. Just sitting in that room of fellow leaders, as well as the ASEA corporate and Tyler Norton, guys, something happens, our energy level. I mean, I go in and I think I'm excited, but by the time I come up, I'm just a few more levels higher. And that was just a small room. That was only a gathering of like, what was it, probably 15, 20 people around a boardroom table. Now you get into a much bigger environment, okay? And so it's the old saying, big things happen at big events. Leaders are born at events. And if we'd longer in this, I could tell you a whole story of a big event that if I had not attended it, I probably would not be here today in this industry. It was a big event, and it was a sacrifice for me to be at that event. It was a huge deal. And I'll tell you, it's just super fast. I was in Ireland. I was a brand new networker. I was trying to figure it out. I was trying to learn how to get out of my own way, because the business is very, very simple. We tend to get into our own way. That's the problem. And I was trying to figure out, how do I get out of my own way? And there was this big event that was happening in America. Nobody from Ireland was going, not even my upline, okay? Not even my diamond uplines were going to this event. And I just felt, this is something I need to go to. And a lot of times people think they need to go to the event. It's like going to the gym. Well, I'll go to the gym when I lose some weight. No, you need to go to the gym now to lose weight. It's like, well, I'll go to the event when I'm a gold. No, you need to go to the event to figure out how to get out of your own way so you can become a gold, okay? And so if you're not where you want to be in your business right now, you should be at Envision, okay? It's going to be a phenomenal, phenomenal event. And I promise you, you will come back for that, and your vision will be bigger. Your belief in this company will be bigger. And when you understand what it is you're a part of, it is easier then for you to believe that it can be the vehicle to help you achieve your why. And so as a knock-on effect, your why becomes even stronger with that belief. Your desire and your why are so interconnected. You actually have to believe in your vehicle to make your why a real possibility. And the more possible it is, the more real it is, the more likely you are to achieve it. So they're all interconnected. So look, I'm just a huge fan of Envision. I'm a huge fan of our conference, but it's going to be a great event. It's going to be a really great event. So there's your 60 seconds, David.
Thanks, Alan. I see messages. People are saying they're registered for both already. Thank you.
Very cool.
And I couldn't agree more.
Looking forward to seeing everybody there.
I borrowed a buddy pass from a pilot to get to the launch of the product. And I had no money, but I got there, and it was the same thing for me. So I couldn't agree more. That's why I'm here today. We can't.
And you know what, Debbie? For people like you and me, because guys, when I started to see, I was flat broke. I was absolutely financially embarrassed. I was living on my wife's credit cards. Hey, what a catch, huh? So she, one thing somebody said to me recently, they said, "Wow, you really married above yourself." And I said, "Yeah." And you know what? She didn't marry me for my money, because I was absolutely flat broke. And so when any of us have made those sacrifices, it's hard for us to take the excuses of others. Again, we walk our talk. We don't tell anybody. Both Debbie and I was in the bottom of the barrel with you, Debbie. Okay, I just was able to crawl out a couple of years earlier thanks to ASEA. I was there, you know. So
you're
going to love the message I left her. That's for sure.
Yeah, I have to play it for you. Anyway, there's another very special reason. December is such a great month, and that is because Alan's birthday is this coming Saturday. We all want to wish you a very, very, very happy birthday, and we cannot thank you enough. You're such an inspiration to really all of us, and a motivation also. So there's a lot of people on our team phone call tonight, and we can't thank you enough.
I'm pulling this up because those of you who have not met Alan, you'll see him at Envision, but Alan put this website together with everything that's here, right? That's a great prospecting site. And then the training site that he put together is phenomenal that I talked about. Like I say, everybody's got to watch this video twice, one time through amazingmoleculestraining.com, one time through, no disruptions, no phone calls, no eating, no pets, just watch it for 28 minutes. And then start it over again, and then you take some notes. And then you get with your upline and say, okay, let's do ready, aim, shoot instead of ready, shoot, aim. And this is amazing. It really is. He's put together such great stuff here, and we greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate you. Everybody's muted here, but I'm sure they're all clapping inside. And
well, I can mute everybody just to say thank you and happy birthday.
That's it. Oh, you
Happy
amazing.
birthday.
Hey,
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Okay, Alan, if you'd like to say goodbye.
he's muted.
Happy birthday.
Oh, I
Oh, hey,
muted it.
sorry, I was just saying, I feel the love. I'm blushing here, so thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Happy birthday.
You're so young.
Yeah, I'm young for a 63-year-old.
There you go. He's kidding.
Yeah, he's good.
We'll see you in about a month, my friend.
We
Yeah.
will see you then. Okay, guys, thank you so much. It was great
Thank you
being on
so
here.
much,
Appreciate
Alan.
y'all.
Thanks.
We love
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Buddy.
Alan.
Thanks, Alan.
How was that for a treat?
Okay.
Huh?
Yeah, that was a huge treat.
Amazing. So let's do this because we're getting kind of close to the end. I just want to tell you that at 9 o'clock Eastern every Thursday, we all know this, Alan does his Zoom webinar at 9 p.m. Eastern at discoverasia.com, discoverasia.com. And it should be, he parks the recording there throughout the week until about Thursday morning. So if you go to discoverasia.com now, you see what happened last Thursday, and you can utilize that. Just make sure everybody's aware of that.
Yeah, and it was Dr. Maureen Hayes last week, and it was a phenomenal call.
Yep.
So you can still send that to people if you need to, or send them to it. But try to get them on the live one. It's just more exciting, and it's more, the energy's there, definitely.
So let me just share something. You know, one of the things we have to get in the habit of is really, really, really promoting people. Debbie just promoted. What's that? Debbie just promoted Maureen Hayes. She's on the medical professional board with me, and that's whose recording is parked right there right now. And sometimes people want to hear from doctors. Go take a listen to it. These are tools. You know, you can find recordings of lots of different practitioners at healthprowebinar.com, and you put in the password associate with a capital A, and you can find recordings. Dr. Hayes is there. So many people. This is the one from last week because this is the first Tuesday of the month. He's on the medical board also, Dr. Michael. He's amazing. But all different types of practitioners. There's a registered nurse. You've got chiropractors. You have naturopaths. You have Dr. Gary Samuelson who stabilized these molecules. You know, I'd recommend listening to these. Number one, it builds your belief and your confidence in this. There's Dr. Hayes right there. And there's Dr. Ward, Dr. Samuelson. There's a dentist. There's an oncology nurse. Very, very, very powerful. So the live events are the best, but you have all of this as tools for your toolbox.
And I'd like to promote one other thing, especially because they're on our team, but a lot of times people will do, as David just made a video of, a lot more for somebody they love or for an animal. And tomorrow night is the animal call, and our own very own Dr. Marty Moran and Brian McCulley and Robin McCulley will be on that call. They'll be talking about horse stories for them mostly. But again, you go to A-Team Support and
A-Team Webinar.
.com, and it'll get you right into the Zoom. And that's who will be on the call tomorrow. And so if you know anybody who loves animals, which is, I guess, probably 90% of the people in the world, get them on that call because they'll be hearing and seeing some very vivid pictures. All right, photos.
Yes, Debbie, excuse me. It's at 9 p.m.
9 p.m. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
And these are recorded also. So if you go to animalwebinar.com and put in the password associate, you can see there's Dr. Moran right there. And Dr. Moran's not just your average, small animal vet, which there are a lot here. He was a research veterinarian. This guy was skeptical about this, but he's like, hey, I got nothing to lose. I've got high cholesterol. I have a frozen shoulder. He had things that they were going to do things to him that he didn't want them to do. And he said, look, I'm not dumb. This stuff is as safe as water. I'm going to try it. And he did his investigation afterwards. First, he wanted to see if it was safe. And he spoke at our event the other day. And he's a very, very smart guy. He'll be on there tomorrow night. But the recordings are here. We've got a toolbox. There he is again. There was another one he did. There are horse trainers here. The thing about these, they're tools. It's kind of like if you have a toolbox in your garage, you have to familiarize yourself with what's in the toolbox to be able to benefit from the tools. But once you learn what's in the toolbox, you can use them for the job, and then you can teach people to use the same toolbox, right? They don't have to make new tools. It's all there. The other thing I'll just mention is this Wednesday, Debbie and I will be doing the 3 webinars at 8 a.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Eastern, and 9 p.m. Eastern. And Debbie's going to do the second one from my house. We're going to be sitting right here together doing it, the 1 p.m. Eastern one. I know people are working during the week, but we are doing it 9 p.m. also at this Zoom number. And so you've got things to drive people to all week. You got 3 things. Well, this week you got Tuesday night, the animal webinar at 9 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday, you got 8 a.m., 1 p.m., and 9 p.m. Eastern, me and Debbie. Thursday, you got Alan. So while you may not have a hotel meeting in your area, which we don't even have that, you can invite people to your house over the weekend. Everybody, you drive them to these things. And Debbie and I do Q&A. So, when they're there, there's a segment where we save the time to answer everybody's questions. We answer them until the questions stop, okay? So it's like a giant 3-way phone call.
Exactly. So we have about 7 minutes. We should ask if anybody has any questions at all, or if anybody did pop online. I did see Freya come online, but I'm not sure if she's still there.
I have an introduction, if that's all right.
Sure, Buffy.
Sure.
I'd like to introduce Debbie Dewhurst. She's here in Lynchburg with me, and she joined yesterday. Debbie, are you still here? Can you unmute?
There we go. Am I unmuted?
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Excellent.
Hi.
Hi.
What would you like me to share?
Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then what interested you about ASEA.
I am a homeschool mom to 6 that lives in Lynchburg, involved in different education opportunities here in that arena. And what intrigued me was that ASEA helps our body do what it was designed to do better. And
Wow.
for the different health challenges that our family has, I can't wait to see what happens.
Oh, perfect. Oh, that sounds wonderful. And I'm in awe of you also, homeschooling 6 people.
God is good.
Yeah, you must be.
Nice to meet you, Debbie. Welcome aboard.
And then Freya, you're there. I see you. Are you, and you're unmuted, it looks like. You want to say hello? Well, all right. Anyone else?
Does anybody have any questions they want or comments? Does everybody know what I'm going to be doing after Envision? I'm doing a Deep South kind of tour, about 8 cities and 8 nights. If anybody's interested in that, unmute and let me know.
If I may, yeah.
Where he's going to be exactly, but he'll be going down through Virginia into North Carolina and then across into Florida.
I know the cities. I just don't know the venues yet. Lydia, what did you have? Lydia?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I just wanted, I came only 1 week ago, and I just wanted to thank you all because my mom received a Renew 2028.
The one we have.
And she already has really, really good results. So thank you so much. Just wanted to share that with all of you.
Lydia, where do you live?
I live in California, but I'm French. I'm with Sylvie.
Sylvie, I know we spoke. So, and where's your mom?
In France.
What did she see happen with the gel? Was it for pain?
Yeah, it was for her shoulder. She used to not use her left shoulder, and she put some gel twice, and then she just get back. How do you say?
Her movement.
Her movement. So when she saw that the night after, she just had some problem with her feet, that woke up during the night. So she told her, what about putting some gel? Maybe it will help. She did that, and it helped. So she's just already a fan.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, I'm really happy. I'm really glad to know all of you and this product, and I'm sure we will do big things.
We're gonna do it together.
I wish you could get here on Saturday with us. We had another lady from New York, originally from Asia, who couldn't move her arm past here, and then she got it all the way up, and she was so excited. And I think
The same.
Actually.
The same, and maybe the day after she made some cooking. That's what she didn't make for a while.
Wow, that's great.
Yay,
she can celebrate Christmas and cook for you.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
Well,
I'm not one minute though. I want to take 1 minute. I want to thank everybody who helped so much on Saturday. First of all, just the people who came, but I see Carolyn and Paul Hoffman, and they. They're crazy, I'll just put it that way, but they drove an ungodly amount of hours up and back and came and still spoke and still was brilliant. So she talked all about the nutritionals. She was amazing. Thank you so much. Sarah Sturm did a great presentation. Michael Scarrett did a great presentation. Brian McCulley was host, and he did a great presentation. And of course, Dr. Silverman, like I said, is always very eloquent. Karen Riley, I hope I'm not leaving somebody out. But anyway, I want to just thank everybody. Ivani spoke also, and then the people who helped at the registration table and everybody who did everything. Thank you so very much.
So I'm not coming to California. I don't know if you can see this, but I made my little list of where I'm going. And if you look to the cities, I have the driving time from one city to the next. So I've got on the 22nd, Charlottesville. That's about 3 hours from home, or Waynesboro. Then the next day I go to Charlotte, North Carolina on the 23rd. That's a 4.5 hour drive. Then I go to Greenville, South Carolina, 24th. That's an 1.5 hour drive. Then I'll be in Birmingham doing like private meetings. And then the 26th is Saturday. That's a 4.5 hour drive from there. I'll be in Birmingham for an open meeting. 27th, Sunday, Gulf Shores, Alabama. Then I drive 7.5 hours to DeLand, Florida, and Nancy Scharf just put that up there where I'll be on the 28th. That's Monday. And then Tuesday night in Melbourne, Florida. So I'm going to put a lot of miles on the car, and it's when I finally get down to our place in Delray on the 29th or 30th, nobody call me. Well, we're at the top of the hour.
David,
Yep.
I'm very sorry this is so late. I couldn't find my person for the longest time because she was at the very bottom, and she's on the phone, so I hope she can hear me. I'd like you to introduce Diane to the call if she can hear me.
Sure. Diane, can you hear
Diane
us?
Updike at the very bottom.
Well, it's the
She's
bottom.
under Diane R. Davidson Updike. Diane R. Davidson.
Yeah, I don't have controls to unmute anybody, and I think on the phone they have to unmute themselves.
I gotcha. She looks like she's dropped off, though.
I just unmuted her, but I don't know where she went.
Okay.
Hi, Debbie. Can you hear me now? Because I just unmuted myself. Yes. Okay. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Sarah.
My name is Freha. Thank you for inviting me. Actually, Roxanne invited me to your events on Saturday. I had a very good time. And when I heard about this product, I was like, I'm not sure. So she gave me a test tube, or and a sample, and then I signed in to just try it first for myself, because first you have to be convinced in order for you to go marketing that. So, and I got sick for I think Debbie, you know about that.
Yep.
And I'm still struggling. So anyways, I did not understand the business part of it as much as I did on Saturday. So hopefully, moving forward, I will have more information from you and Roxanne.
Absolutely.
To kind of guide me. Thank you for that. And let me tell you what happened yesterday. So yesterday I was in bed almost all day. And then I was, kind of still having some cold issue. And my lip area was getting very dry and I get tingling. I said, you know what, this thing should help for this too. So I put some, I rubbed it, and I said, okay, a couple of more minutes. I rubbed it. And it's like, nobody will believe me, but it just went away. And I don't feel anything. I said, is it in my head or is this the product? And so this is very much, you know, I mean, it was just a surprise for me for it to work in that quick moment. And for me, that was just something else. So I know a lot of people with health challenges. And, you know, when I was there on Saturday, all this, you know, when I hear all these testimonies and everything, and in my head, I'm thinking, oh my God, these people can have so much benefit from this. So thank you for introducing me to this product, Roxanne, and I will, you know, and thank you for all the information you gave me, Debbie. And look forward to working with you, and hopefully, you know, I will meet my goals.
All right, absolutely. I look forward to working with you too.
Thank you.
I think Diane is.
No, Diane is unmuted still, and she's still here. So I'm sorry, Diane.
Diane here?
Yes.
She's unmuted, but we can't hear her.
Yes, she is unmuted, but I
said
can't.
she can hear me, but
yeah. Well, we'll do it next time. Sometimes there's just a technical thing, but
all right.
We can't hear her. But welcome, Diane. I think Diane's is Diane the one that came in with the Entrepreneur Pack?
Yes, she's the one you sent the tubes to, David. Yeah.
You can tell just a little bit about her that you know, and then they'll have a familiarity with her, and she'll love to hear.
Yeah. So Diane and Joe and I, we were in a small group together for several years up in Lynchburg when we lived there. So she's a dear friend of ours, and she and her husband Marvin are just wonderful, and so we are so excited that they are part of our team. There she is. Diane, are you there? We can't hear you. I'm so sorry, hon. But recently she had a few health scares that happened, which isn't normal for her. And I think she just turned 80 not long ago, and she is a just energetic lady. And she's already got a couple people coming to Buffy's presentation on Wednesday that she had to reschedule. So she's already working it, and I think she's getting some benefits from it, but I don't know exactly some of her testimonial yet.
And she understands the power of network marketing.
Yes. We're just really excited to have Diane and Marvin.
We are too. If anybody that understands the power of network marketing knows the good they're going to do in this world with this amazing product, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, hopefully you get to see her next week.
Hey, has anybody seen the third size tube? They got the little samples. They just came out with these middle size tubes. Have you seen them? No, not really. It's the big tube. I cut it in half, and then I can take it out and save. I'm just screwing with you. That's all. Anyway, Deb, you want to stop the recording? We'll let everybody say goodbye and let.
Can I say something before we all go?
Sure.
Okay, I just started this ASEA drink about a week ago. Let me tell you a little bit about me. I about 3 years ago, I had some issues with my ear, and nobody knew what was wrong. So finally, you know, after I went to a specialist, they said it's a vestibular migraine, which is like middle ear migraine. So I'm just hoping this product will help me with that. And I can't wait to share that information with you guys, because I had, you know, I've been living with this for the past, 3 to 4 years, I believe. And I cannot wait for this product miracle. So, and I will share that with you. This is just,
awesome.
Since I just started, I just want to let you know. And then what will happen maybe in about a month or so, I'll share that with you again.
It's wonderful.
Yes, it's wonderful.
Yeah, thank you.
Oops. Let me stop the recording.